About California, Feinstein, the bar, etc. October 12, 2019 by Anna von Reitz. Any state that sells the port of Long Beach to the Chinese deserves to get its treasonous butt reamed, and I hope Trump does a good job of it. I hope he scours that pit so clean that the bums in Venice Beach straighten up and comb their hair. Any people who betray their country and their neighbors and endanger everyone by establishing sanctuary cities that welcome and protect drug dealers and child snatchers and other international criminals, militant Muslims, foreign mercenaries, illegal immigrants, and idiots who shout death to America while filling our welfare rolls and running Mexican flags up our flagpoles, those people deserve a learning experience they won't forget and a no-nonsense dismantling of their sanctuary cities, because these things are threats to our civilian population. Cities have no rights as local government structures in this country and have no public police powers either, so any argument that these incorporated franchise entities have any right to declare themselves sanctuary cities is bourgeois, and I will stand right behind President Trump and say so too. In fact, most of what has been going on in this country, and especially in California, Nevada, and New York, forget about Washington, D.C., that's hardly on the same planet, has been illegal usurpation that people have foisted off, literally gotten away with, until others accept it as the way it is, the way it has always been, when in fact it is not the way things should have ever been in the first place. International crime syndicates and transnational corporate syndicates have been eating away at California for years until it has become the sin capital of the world. George Soros owns Disney. People, wake up. That's why we have cozy cartoons for the kiddies celebrating the wonders of child sodomy. Big business interests and political nut jobs and special interest lobbies have been taking over your country and your world while you've been asleep. If you don't wake up and figure out what is going on and get properly organized to stop it, you and your children are going to live as serfs under the boot of corporate feudalism, all run as a theocracy by a Satan-worshipping cult that has been festering in the Roman Catholic Church, a cult that is planning to move uptown to the United Nations for more fun and games. You'll all be marching up pyramids in a drugged daze and throwing your babies into the mouth of a giant owl-shaped furnace, drinking blood, raping goats and worshipping trees, if you don't get unglued from your Mindbox TV. So come on, Trump. Seal the borders. Arrest Nancy Pelosi and Dianne Feinstein the moment they step foot outside the Boundary Stones area set aside for them in Washington, D.C. I am completely serious. The municipal government is limited to activities within the Boundary Stones area. Anything beyond that, and they are on our ground, subject to our law. Mr. President, do you have ears? Seal them off from the rest of the country and let them howl. You don't have to be dependent on them anymore. And we never were. Arrest these foreign government officials who are in gross violation of their contract and treaty agreements owed to the states and people of this country. Give them mops and buckets and make them clean up Washington, D.C., literally. Let them clean the public toilets for the rest of their days, and let them wear baggy striped yellow and orange jumpsuits and ankle bracelets as the new municipal government employee uniforms. Confiscate the wealth they've accumulated by peddling influence to lobbyists and to foreign governments. Or better still, put them in the front lines of the conflicts they have caused and funded as investment strategies. Give Nancy a parachute and let her jump off into Kurdistan at night. Give Dianne an old Jeep and let her act as a one-woman roadside bomb detection unit. Be sure they get all their shots before they go, with plenty of vaccine laced with aluminum and lead and the latest experimental drugs, so that they, too, can serve as guinea pigs and as dead women walking after their tours of duty are over. Who knows, maybe they could find elderly Turkish husbands and learn how to milk camels. Give us a few days and we could come up with any number of solutions. How about this? We pack up their wardrobes and other personal effects and ship them home to the Pope? What's a few hundred more refugees after all the people that he has deliberately displaced from their homes and forced to migrate to all sorts of places they don't like and where they don't belong? The Pelosi's and Gettys and Kerrys and the whole Pilgrim Society can set up tent camps around the walls of Vatican City and beg the Swiss guards for scraps. We could have a similar deportation plan for all the former bar attorneys who have sat in our courthouses and pillaged our people under color of law. Pack them and their families up on whatever floats and pack them off home to the Queen. After all the service they have done for her and the Pope, they are due a hero's welcome and the nicest tidbits and titles. No doubt many of them deserve knighthoods for all the innocent trusting people they've harmed and all the assets they've stolen outright, embezzled, or otherwise misappropriated. The British government can afford to build them nice comfortable apartment complexes with dreary views out on the moors and give them an annual heating allowance just sufficient to keep the water in the pipes from freezing. Lovely. And poetic justice, too. If you need more planning options, Mr. Trump, just let us know.